It's the General Prolific RISKTAKER Podcast, home of those who take risk. Got Astro Pack in this bitch, the Prince of the City himself. Astro Pack ENT on the socials. Am I correct, sir?
Yes, sir. That's the handle. Go follow that.
We got a special guest today, born in Manchester, United Kingdom. Soon after his birth, his family moved to Tampa, and since then, he has been a proud son. He has delivered to us sonically Monk Warrior Poet and Quarantine Dreams, which you can find on all streaming platforms.
Yes, sir.
He is the creator and curator of Sunnyside South, a artist showcase and an overall good fucking time in Largo at the Tiki Hut. Is it once a month or twice a month?
Once a month.
Once a month. He is available for all your DJ needs. His goal this year is at least 50, which we're going to get into the importance of setting goals. He is a USF alum. He's spiritually intuitive, a friend, super affiliate of the RISKTAKERS, a lyricist, and last but not least, a b-boy. He's part of the collective Infinite Concept. Welcome to RISKTAKER Podcast, the real one himself, the Dilman.
Man, that was a fucking amazing intro. What's going on, Prolific? What's going on, audience? What's going on, Astro? Respect the RISKTAKERS. Yes, sir. All of that.
Yo, man, Dilman, there's one thing I will say above all the other stuff that we, hear about you. You know what I'm saying? There's one thing that I always hear personally that I always, want to experience myself, and I think it's dope. Bro, you're really known for putting on dope-ass barbecues, bro. Like, I hear when you invite someone to a barbecue, they're going to have a good time.
Yeah, man, I actually love to cook. I worked in the kitchen, nice catch, for a long period of time. And, ever since I was a young kid, I really liked to be in the kitchen with my mom when I was young. So I've always loved to cook, and I will always love to cook.
Yeah, I heard that shit's a vibe. Got good music, good food. I hear it's always the right group of people. If you a fly one, it's a good place to go mix and mingle.
Yeah, man, absolutely. One of the things that I had to learn later on in life is learning which of my friend groups to bring around each other. You know what I mean? Because, all your friends are not going to be friends.
That's a fact.
Yeah, man. So just kind of curating that vibe and getting good with, being able to socialize and understand the social sciences behind the everyday, ordinary interactions, man.
So when I came across you, bro, it was at the Shuffle night when Mike Mass was putting them on.
Yes,
we
sir.
went out there.
Shout outs to Mike Mass, man.
Salute to him, Lele, man. And one of my first questions for you is that when I first met you, obviously you're a talented MC, bro. You performed a joint at a joint we were performing at just the other day, that Waiting joint. That shit was fire. But recently, even when you was at a RISKTAKER exhibition, you was talking about how you was fighting and for sure gonna have your spot as a DJ. What really made you say, you know what? Not saying that you're never gonna MC again or some shit, or not dance or whatever, all the other things you do artistically. But what made you really hone in on the DJing and saying, yo, this is what I want for the Dilman right now?
All right, so when I was a little kid, it's this kind of a weird personal story, but how everyone used to have those little holographic cards or those materials that you used to be able to scratch and it would kind of make a scratch sound. You know what I'm talking about? Just like a pencil pouch or some shit. So I used to always fucking do that shit when I was a young kid, and I always used to love dancing. And I don't know, something about DJing was always cool to me, but I kind of as you get older, you forget about the stuff that you wanted to do as a kid. And randomly, when I started DJing, I felt this connection, which it took me actually a couple months to remember the fact that when I was a kid, I wanted to be a DJ. I didn't remember. Yeah, exactly. And basically, when I started to realize the DJing was good, every time I would spin, people would be like, yo, man, you should keep doing that. You know what I mean? And I've been dancing for years, and I've been rapping for a little bit less time. But it's kind of the instant connection I had with DJing was like any other art form in this weird type of way. Yeah, so I just felt like when I had that call, sometimes you got to shift your focus a little bit to grow. And I realized that when I started rapping, that rapping was helping my dancing. Freestyling, rapping was helping my freestyling dancing.
Word. Word.
You know,
That's hard.
and so like in a weird type of way, learning to spin, it basically helped my other two skills as well. It helped my lyricism, my rapping, and it also helped my dancing. Or at least like it kind of is tuned into it enough that it kind of like benefits them by relation.
Word, word.
So that's why I felt like I had to do it, man.
And it's really the essence of hip hop. Because most people when they hear hip hop, especially if they're not of the cloth, they only think about rap or rappers. But they forget that there's elements to this shit. There's b-boying,
The
there's
four
graffiti,
elements.
there's emceeing, and there's DJing, and being able to really indulge in so many is really fucking dope. Being a DJ now, salute to you for having your own gig, which is not an easy thing to do, especially you're doing it every month. So salute to that, because you've really been
Sir.
DJing for how long now? It hasn't been a long time.
A year and a half.
Right. So
total.
for a year and a half, I go back, just asking these questions and talking to you about that night when you was talking to Yun Yun, and you were like, yo, I'm going to get my spot. Like, I'm gonna get this shit. You know what I mean? And you have already your own gig, which is, bro, a beautiful thing, especially in this cutthroat place that we call, hip hop. I mean, so salute to you for
Appreciate
that for sure.
man. Yes, sir.
But working with artists, being in the scene before you started DJing, how do you feel about what's going on in the music scene in Tampa right now? Because we have a lot of new people coming into the city from other states. We have talented artists here that are kind of finally getting their recognition. You have the Gats, the Sammy Hughes. You have on the other side, this Buck Sosa's getting signed at 300, so forth, the Dreads and the Tampa Bass and all that. And then you got the younger folks. Help me out, Astro again. It's Taliban, Duda. Give me like another dope young motherfucker from Tampa right now. It's killing it like that. T9.
Been doing this thing.
And they're hard too, because he shows you the music and it is hard. So, bro, so we're having talent, and then those who are still on the come up that you see, bro. How do you feel about this wave right now? Because it's fucking crazy.
Ever since a young age, I really did feel like Florida was slept on because we always have so much potential and so much shit going on here. And now it's getting to a point where like our city took home the greatest sports run a city has ever done or a state has ever done
Talk
in
your
U.S.
shit.
history, man.
Talk your shit.
And that's what I feel like basically is the whole underdog vibe of Florida, one of the most slept on states. Georgia, you got Atlanta,
Right.
and everyone talks about the dirty South, but they forget, man, they go a little bit more south. You got Florida, you got Texas.
Yeah, Miami.
You got,
Miami had that run.
yeah,
Too,
you got all that shit. So it was gonna happen,
Right.
but I think the thing that is now gonna be important is because we're new. It's like, how do we define our sound as Tampa? And I hope that it stays as varied as Florida is.
Right.
I hope it doesn't become homogenized into any certain direction, because really that's the one great thing about Florida is that we have a bunch of diversity that doesn't mix, that everyone retains their little cultural aspect. And, you may go into one part in Tampa and it might be, kind of like country. You go another place and, it might be more urban. You go another place, it might be more Latino or Spanish. And that's a beautiful thing, man.
And even in the runs, I mean, Miami had a run for a while with the whole like Khaled and Ace Hood and all those, and then you had the whole XXXTentacion and Ski Mask, and then Kodak, and then Jacksonville had their run, which with the Young and Ace, right? I said his name right, and Spot 'em got him and all them joints and all them dudes. And even Orlando even got a little head start. They got a couple of people signed up to Rock Nation. They got Dave, like people like Dave and the Grave and shit. But I really feel and I think was it someone was it Taliban that had a no jumper, Astro? Yeah. So already, man, the Tampa, I mean, it got rated the #1 city to live in Florida, and just being out here and seeing as much talent as we see, because there's times I go to a place and I can honestly be like, yo, I would legit. Not fake like loving it. I would legit go like buy that person or go listen to that or subscribe to that person's shit, man. I mean, just in recent times, bro, for free Santana Mac, We love you. Be home soon. But Santana Mac, Smooth, Create Like Smooth, Essence, the R&B shorty. And this is just off the top of my head. Besides obviously Risk Takers. I'm sure I'm missing Ski from St. Pete, super hard. Help me out. Who you fucking with right now? Heavy this local.
Honestly, I'm
I know you got
fucking
the
with
Psycho Montanas
K3,
and
Psych
K3.
Montano, Albert J. There's a lot of people.
I was talking about like the local hip hop music scene, right?
Yes, sir.
But you being a proud son of Tampa, you being a foodie, we was talking about this earlier, not just the barbecues that you throw, but you actually like to throw down. I think we was watching the other day H Steak videos. That shit was incredible.
Shout outs Google Foods. He's from Florida as well.
Yo, salute to you, my guy. And we was watching, we got high and watch Plain Tomatoes too. That shit was hilarious.
Yeah.
But bro, you being from here, you being a foodie, you like having fun, going out dancing. If I was just gonna give you like a pound of weed and say, you know what, you get to go wherever you want for free. Like, where you going? Where you chilling at?
All right. So first off, if I got a girl with me and we're trying to go and explore and you don't know what she likes, I say Armature Works is a good spot because it's got a little bit of everything in there. If you're talking about Asian spots, man, I like Korean hot pot a lot. I love Korean barbecue. There's the Boil spot, and there's also Yum Yum Hot Pot in Tampa. Fire restaurants. If you like Indian food, it's that Taj Indian restaurant.
Ooh, I've been there.
That's a good joint. What else? Man, there's a Thai Ruby. Shout outs to Thai Ruby. There's a lot of great Thai spots in Tampa. You just got to find what it is. Because people say, they talk shit about Tampa food quality. And I will say sometimes, yes, it is a little subpar. But you just got to figure out where you're eating. And if if you want to take that extra precaution, that's where learning to cook your own food comes into play. Because then you can just tailor it to yourself,
He's saying quit being lazy, get your life together.
You have
YouTube University is a thing. Watch a tutorial and cook yourself.
Or Food Network.
Chopped. I will say this. Me coming from like a place that had really, growing up in a place that had really good Chinese food besides like, this is my personal experience. So no one, crucify me. I'm just saying my personal experience. There's only two places I buy Chinese food from, which is the spot in the casino that's open 24/7.
Oh, yeah.
That spot's incredible. And Walk On By, which first of all is a great fucking name for a restaurant. And that shit's in Northdale. But I say that to say that I fell in love with Thai food because I got tired of the Chinese food. So I started exploring.
He got Thai.
And in Tampa, you got Thai, great fucking Thai food, bro. And pho, bro, Saigon Deli. If you fuck with the pho, my Vietnamese, shout out to y'all. Great fucking Vietnamese food too in Tampa. So I fuck with that. Yeah.
I need to try pho, bro. A lot of people tell me
shit, never?
I have not tried pho yet.
Man, it's good as pho. I ain't gonna lie.
It's good as pho.
Like, there you go.
This is OD, man.
Vietnamese got the banh mi sandwiches too.
Ooh.
So I go fuck me up a bowl, and they ain't cheap with it too. Like, it's not expensive, bro. You get like a legit bowl of soup, and then I get me a banh mi sandwich, and it's giddy up. You know what I mean? It's a great fucking day.
Definitely down to try.
All right, so you mentioned the shorty this earlier.
Yeah.
What is that situation? Are you a single man?
Oh yeah, man, for sure, bro.
Let them know what you look for in a woman.
Man, listen,
and
bro.
break it down to spiritual, physical, and mental.
All I'm gonna say is that because I like where this conversation goes. Because then this kind of ties into basically what's going on right now with the red pill movement on YouTube, and then ultra feminism, and the whole dating marketplace ideas, and this gets all into. So what I will say.
Well, let me ask you this. I always ask every guest this.
Yeah.
Are you a monogamous or are you poly?
Oh, dude, monogamous for sure.
Okay, so one's good enough.
Yeah, one at a time at least.
Do you believe in one soulmate or do you believe in multiple soulmates?
I don't believe that there is a soulmate.
So essentially, you believe that love is a choice.
Yeah, love is a choice.
You choose the one you want, and then you choose to grow and work on it.
And I also feel like nobody is 100% with you on everything, right? Even sometimes people are in disarray with themselves. So if you can't even be 100% with yourself, and everyone experiences that, then what are the chances that somebody else is going to be 100% with you, or that even if y'all are compatible, that isn't going to change?
It's a fact.
Because love is fickle, man, and I think it's a thing that us humans do with trying to control things that are inherently uncontrollable.
And it's just the human experiences we evolve too. I mean, you meet a shorty at 25, at 30, she's a different person.
Yeah,
At
and that's
35, you're a
sometimes not a
different
good
person.
thing. You see what I'm
Sometimes
saying?
it's bad and good. Also, I mean, you yourself aren't the same person. So love a lot of times has to deal with, am I willing to grow with a person as they change? And sometimes it works, sometimes it don't. Sometimes, I mean, your interest, I mean, taste buds change. The interests do vary so much that it's like, that's why people obviously break up and shit.
Yeah.
But as far as you, um, believing that, you want to build something with one individual, what are some of the qualities you look for? And there might be some shorties out there looking at it.
Okay, well, fair enough. I definitely feel like the first trait is definitely loyalty, man. That is the first thing because when you're in a relationship with someone, you're monogamous, bro. There needs to be that fucking honesty, and there cannot be infidelity, bro. That shit will fuck up everything. Like, I've never seen a relationship that infidelity helped. You know what I mean? It's not even a correlation, it's a causation of bad relationships, for sure.
Tell them again. They're hearing it back.
Yeah, man. So infidelity is a causality of bad relationships. Not saying that bad relationships cause infidelity, but infidelity causes good relationships to sour, for sure. Whether it's from a guy from a girl and a girl to a guy, either way, it's gonna do it.
How do you know when you really, feel a strong way for a female, like a connection, like when you look in her eyes, it's like, all right, that's...
I think you just described it, man. Like when you look in her eyes and you feel that thing. But this is the thing is that there's been so many experiences that I've had in my life where things were good at first and then they turn very quickly bad. And I'm saying, and this isn't just like a slight on, I'm not even going to turn this into, because, there's one thing. I feel like men should be able to criticize what women do in the same way that women criticize what men do without being called misogynist. Yeah. And what I'm saying is that maybe it's going from both ends of the spectrum. I don't know. But I'm saying that the dating marketplace right now is more about instant gratification than it is about building long-term relationships.
That
and
part.
Me personally, I'm not going to lie, bro. I do get jealous and all this other type of shit. So I cannot be with a girl that's like being, trying to do the single shit and at the same time trying to have me. Because what I feel like that is having your cake and trying to eat it too. So what I'm saying is, for me, I feel like the best, some people will call this, put a label on that and say, oh, you're too controlling, you're too this and that. Everyone has the right to pursue what it is that they feel is right. You know what I mean? And because sometimes I can't meet many people who will hold that standard, that's why I just rather do the solo dolo shit. That's why it is what it is, And I'm not really necessarily, we talked about this when a girl changes and whatnot. I'm not trying to meet the girl who just decided to change because all of a sudden she realized she wanted to have kids. I don't want that either. You see what I'm saying? Because then you're just changing because of convenience or still because of a selfish reason. It's going to be hard to meet people who are geared towards what you want them to be off rip. And that's why I try not to look for it because I feel like it's kind of like a mirage/illusion.
Right. When you don't look for it is when you'll find it.
Exactly.
Everything.
It's a weird principle, man. And it's a feeling that we get with all ladies when you try too hard and it actually repels them. It's repulsive.
Right.
But then when you actually just chill and be yourself, then randomly it comes to you. So what I'm saying is that it's like that with love and with relationships and with a lot of shit in reality to where you can't necessarily you can't put yourself on the line for it every time. You got to wait for it to be natural and for it to line up and be in this sort of arrangement.
Very true.
And because that arrangement is rare, living your life thinking that shit is every experience that you have is unhealthy. And honestly, living your life looking for that one moment is unhealthy because you're projecting it on every girl you meet. So it's better not to believe in that shit and have someone prove you wrong than believing that shit or believing that shit and have someone do you wrong.
Show you that.
So, but you're open. You are dating if the opportunity arises.
Yeah, honestly, if it's the right girl, I believe that there's probably millions of girls on this planet that any one of us would be lucky to have. That are overall just beautiful women, very intelligent, probably mind power 10 times above what we have, all that. And what I'm saying is that if I met a girl that was, of a high kind of quality, overall quality like that, and she was willing to work on some shit like that, of course, yeah, that would be something that I would do. But what I'm saying is that I haven't yet experienced that, or at least if I have experienced it, it's changed and all this other shit.
I will say this too, man. Fellas out there, man. I've gotten great thank you, head, and sex for doing a great date. I meet a lot of shorties and they tell me that like guys don't really put any efforts into dates. Maybe because I'm a little older or whatever. But I enjoy a good date, bro. Like usually if I'm gonna ask a shorty on an actual date, like if I'm interested enough for you and I want to say I want to spend my time with you, then I'm gonna do like, yo, you need to bring 2 changes of clothes. We might start the day out getting some brunch, then do like some indoor rock climbing, then go to like a museum, then go to dinner, then go like a walk on the beach. Oh, for sure.
Shit, you
oh,
different.
No.
Y'all
My father
different
raised me
than
right.
me.
You feel me?
I'm gonna be honest, man. You guys are different than me. Because for me, I like the idea of dating and stuff like that. But if I'm trying to get to know someone, I'm not saying I wouldn't take a girl out on a date. Absolutely. But there has to be something there for me to invest my time and my energy
Oh no,
into.
yeah. I mean, bro, for me, that's like, all right, just
Like you're already amiable
Like
with
it's already
it.
like 3 FaceTime conversations, maybe a quick like you know, like coffee date or whatever, or tea date or whatever.
Okay.
Like the chemistry. That's what I'm saying. If I get to the point where I really want to like chill with a shorty, almost like pre-dating qualification round type shit,
Yeah.
you know? Then I choose to have like an actual date. But yeah, no, for sure, bro. Because, bro, my homeboy still got catfish. I was talking about shows of this. My homeboy still got catfish the other day.
Yeah.
I said, Papa, it's 2022. The phones are too good to be getting catfish, bro. You feel me?
Dead
Bro,
ass.
look, I'm a fat fuck, bro. If you go on any of my socials for dating, nigga, I got 85 different angles of my fat ass, me with different facial hair, me with different hairstyles. I don't understand these shorties get these, like, whatever, editing apps, whatever they do. Bro, you got to meet someone in person eventually.
Yeah. Honestly,
And to me, that makes it more awkward.
it does.
Like, being to a nigga that's with your flaws, you know what I mean? And then when you meet him, that stress is relieved. Now you knowing you've been trying to finesse, and you know the energy to come see you, get fly, all that other bullshit. And we can't even have more than a 5-minute long conversation.
yeah.
But anyway, I do dig your perspective, though. Makes sense to me, anyway.
Yeah, man. I'm trying to invest in myself. I'm not even really trying to get married or have kids. We got too many people on the planet, in my opinion. And so, for all these reasons, I'm not really paying that much attention to that shit. I'm trying to invest in myself right now. I'm trying to build that type of those assets and whatnot. You know what I mean? Because they always talk about in these red pill things, high quality men and whatnot. And I have to be honest with myself, and be like, I'm an average guy. You know, I got to build those assets to be that high value person at one day. I'm a young dude. I don't have that right now. I got to do my 10,000 hours to master my crafts. I got to do all this type of shit.
Sure.
So I have so much shit that I have to do. It just doesn't make sense for me to really waste time on this type of thing, especially when by you doing your thing, like there's been times that I've spun or just done some like work at a party or something that I feel like was a better way for me to meet a girl than me taking her out on a date and all this other stuff, because it's in the same way that now this is some, I don't even know, it's not player shit, but this is some psychological shit, right? This is the reason I don't like following the girls I like on Instagram. And that's because on Instagram, when they got all their nice pictures and whatnot and they look great and you're DMing them and whatnot, you're already putting yourself at a lower level and they're up on the higher level because they know that you looked at their profile and all this shit to DM them. So what I'm saying is, by not engaging with them like that and by basically putting yourself in as many successful situations as you can, it's a better option because, you know, girls will kind of give you a choosing signal. I don't do cold approaches. If I see the most beautiful girl on the other side of the room and she's with her friends and, you know, I walk by and try to say something, she's not really giving me the energy, that's it. I'm not going to keep pursuing it after that. But the girl who's kind of like giving you a look a little bit and, you know, making some small talk, making a joke, that is the type of girl that I want to talk to. Because first of all, you want someone to have an interest in you. Even if that girl isn't the baddest bitch, who's saying that you deserve the baddest bitch? You see what I'm saying? It's about being humble.
Yo,
Beautiful thing being wanted.
that's what I kind of go about it the same way myself, which is crazy to hear that because I haven't heard no one else. It's me. I would rather know you in your natural state, it's 99% of the time you're altered, when a female posts something on Instagram and shit, and it's always, everyone knows it shows the best parts of your life. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying
Oh,
to
yeah.
see that when you caked up and shit like that. I'm trying to see how them eyebrows look without all the extra shit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yes.
so I don't even if I'm involved with a female, I don't even really be, I might not follow her on Instagram. You know what I'm saying? Just because I know that brings a certain crowd of people, a certain following, and I'm not one of those people.
Yeah.
Most of the males who are on there are just, they trying to get they dick wet. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, I'm just great. You feel me? I
Yeah.
know the real you, so I might as well keep rocking with the real you. Fuck Instagram.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, it ups your drive. That shit is really like in some aspects, it's like it would really lower your vibration, bro.
Yeah, man, because this is the thing about our psyche, right? We tell ourselves that we can handle so much, but we can't.
Facts.
You see that picture of that girl that you used to talk to, and she's looking good as fuck, and you know that it's you guys have some fucking burnt bridges or some shit. You can't even reach out and talk to her. That's gonna fuck with you for a second, and that's why on a lot of my main pages on my IG, bro, I do not follow, or at least I mute their stories and all that shit, bro, because that it's just a weird thing that it does to our psyche as men, especially dealing with women. And I will say that I think that women know less about men's psyche than men try to know about women's psyche. Women are kind of complicated, ununderstandable to a certain extent. So I can't say like I know women or any guy knows women. But what I'm saying is that we have the interest and we pursue women. So it's in our best interest to learn about them.
Right.
But because they are normally pursued, it's more about receiving and manicuring through a group of suitors. It's not based off necessarily them understanding what men like. And for that reason, bro, I try not to look for these certain of these traits. You see what I'm saying? Because
Interesting.
half the time they're illusion, or half the time our psychology has us wanting to go for a girl that doesn't fuck with us when there's a perfectly reasonable other girl
Well, who's been waiting?
who's been waiting,
been
who
waiting.
actually will take interest in you. You see
For
what I'm
real.
saying? But again, that's a whole thing, and R.I.P. Kevin Samuels.
That shit was a setup. R.I.P.
Bro, you gonna get this block, bro.
Oh man.
So let me talk to you about this, man, because I'm not a part of this culture, so I'm not gonna act like I am, But Tampa has been known for having great movements, like for example, when I was on my alternative shit, when I used to tour, you couldn't do like a rock show without having like a screamo band, because like screamo comes from like Lakeland and this general region, Christian hip hop is huge.
We had a
And
huge disco scene and rave scene here in the 90s too.
That's hard. I didn't know that one. That one's hard. That's
We had a
hard.
huge rave scene in Tampa. Everyone knows about it.
And then also the hip hop B-boy, B-girl has had some dope squads come out of Tampa. And I don't know
Yes.
what that movement is like now, but I mean, you being a B-boy, can you just talk about growing up in Tampa and how much that impacted you, the feeling of being in some of those events, battles, so forth and so on? Like, what is it, especially Tampa, like, breakdancing and hip hop like mean to you, man? Because most people don't know about it,
Yes, sir. Well, I don't b-boy that much, but I am a popper, so
Oh, we're okay.
I do boogaloo and animation. And what I will say is that Tampa, man, has had a growing dance scene. And first of all, shout outs to all the crankers. Even though we have a growing dance scene, we need to bring cranking into the dance scene and the circuits that we have.
Can I
out
explain what to those who are
yeah.
literate to dancing? Like, what's cranking?
here. Okay, so cranking is a dance style. It's like a footwork heavy dance style that's based in Tampa. So like a lot of cities, they have their own dance styles. Like breaking originally came from New York. Popping originally came from California. Juking and that came from Memphis, Tennessee. So yeah, turfing came from California. Light feet came from New York. And basically in Tampa, we have a dance style called cranking. I'm not a cranker. Again, I'm a popper. Shout out to my boy Lord Vamp. He's a dope cranker, and he actually was in Juke City Heroes. They have this crank competition at the skating rink once in a while. I think it might be United Skates or something. But there's a lot of different dances. We have a bunch of great b-boys that are actually in Orlando and Miami. That have done a bunch of stuff. We got Red Bull that comes around, World of Dance. There's a lot of great squads
Like
in
old
Tampa,
school legends
man.
like Mouse Vader, Dope
Oh yeah,
Legends,
Mouse Vader, and I'm pretty sure
uh,
Mouse Vader was on the first season of ABDC.
yeah.
And I know that they were the first crew to get eliminated. Fair enough, but it
They
was
made it
still
though.
putting it on the map. Yeah, exactly. And there's a lot of other dope fucking dancers, and even houses. Shout out to the Vogers,
Word.
and
Yeah.
the Femme Styles and stuff like that.
So it's still vibrant in the city right now.
So many different subgenres of dance just right here, bro. And then you got shufflers and like people who cut shapes on the electronic side. I haven't really interacted with that side of dance, too much.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, a lot of rich dancers here. And this is the thing is a lot of great dancers, they make it here, go to Texas, or they go to New York, or they especially go to California. So even a lot of
A
the
lot of Cali, yeah.
yeah, bro, a hella people.
So I kind of hope. I hope the money comes so it can stay here, almost.
Oh
you know?
yeah, yeah.
We met a dope ass dancer the other day at Young Young's event. You remember homie's name, bro?
Claude.
Nah, he was at the radio show.
Cali. Yeah, Cali 727.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
my boy Claude Alexander. Listen,
He was
me and
kinda
Claude have
rug
been
at the
dancing
radio
around each
show.
other for like 4 or 5 years. He's amazing. He can lock. He can do animation. He can juke. He can do a whole bunch of shit. So I've been dancing with him and Mike John for
Shout out
years.
Mike John.
Years and years. And we met at this club called, it's a club called Crowbar. But they have an event called Old Dirty Sunday.
Yes.
Yeah, and that's basically every Sunday, and it's been going on for I feel like it's been going on for 10 years. At least 10 years.
Dope place to go like watch, them dance, but those places to go vibe to too and get your dance on yourself. And they always got good food in there too. Always got a vendor got some fire ass fucking food, man.
Of course, man. Shout outs Clan Master J on the grill. Shout outs to Flavor Deluxe.
I don't know even goes over there to play spades, bro.
That's a
Yo,
joint.
shout
man.
out Streets, man. Wherever you at, God bless you, man. Hope you're doing all right, man. So I would be I wouldn't do justice. Obviously, it's the new year. We talking about our careers and stuff. What's some of the personal goals you want to accomplish this year in your life? Man, I know we was talking about a little bit outside, but what's something that you want to do just for, yourself?
Well, I definitely want to try a merch brand, man. That's one thing I
That's
want
hard.
to try this year. Maybe a Sunny Side South merch brand. I want to still hone on my skills. I feel like I can't take in anything new under my wing right now, man. I just got to sit down and grind and just get good at what I already put on my plate. So definitely more DJ gigs, definitely more dancing at a higher level, and definitely more rapping, man. So that's the move right now.
How about freestyling, man? You're a great freestyler. You did one.
I
You
appreciate
and
it,
Marty
man.
did a great freestyle session at one of our gigs, man. I don't remember which one it was, the first or second one, but that shit was fire, bro. Talking about these elements, man. That's one that's not really represented too much.
Yes,
When we
sir.
out and about at these shows and in our music community, man. How do you feel? How do you feel about that? I mean, you feel it's important? Do you feel like there should be more of it?
Oh yeah, yeah. It's it's the same thing that happened in dancing in a weird way with YouTube. So like everyone was so invested in filming these clips and having this production, they forgot about the dance. It's the same thing that happened with a lot of the rappers nowadays. Is that they're relying so much on production, punching in, punching out, not learning how to freestyle, not even learning how to perform their songs without vocals, to the point where there's a lot of studio rappers who don't actually have the foundational skills that this art once required. And freestyling is one of those aspects, man. It is a freestyle heavy bass, man. Everything up until, before this, the precursors, jazz even, which I think is the great precursor, that had a freestyle heavy bass as well. And people have just lost that connection to that ability, man. And I just think that, studio rappers and whatnot, you got to learn the foundation. Dancers even, too. Like, when I used to be an animator and I thought I was...
Yeah, man, you gotta respect the culture, bro. Like, I'm not gonna mention no names, bro, but I'm not even going to what I was gonna go into, but I'm just saying that I come across people that really ain't from the cloth, and they just started listening to rap probably 5 years ago. Don't know nothing about the history. They get some equipment, they can put some words together, and now automatically they think they Tupac. You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course.
And you gotta respect the culture, man. Cultural appropriation is a real thing. And just because you can do it like you saying, man, do your homework, man. Have some respect for this shit. People slaved away and sacrificed blood, sweat, and tears for us to even be at where we're at. You know what I mean? You talk to rappers. I was hearing Fat Joe talk about how he used to only get like $500 a show. Now he gets like 50,000. But it took dudes having to take 500 at first for us to be at our 50,000. You know?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna get into the whole high fashion stealing our shit because I'm just going on a rant that I always go on that pisses me the fuck off. But I'm tired of seeing Dior and all these other motherfuckers because Virgil, God bless him, Off-White, he brought that, you know what I mean, real 90s hip-hop fashion to high fashion. And now everybody thinks they can steal the culture and fucking charge these young kids fucking $85,000 for a shirt with some graffiti on it just because it says Dior.
Yeah.
Fuck them. It's my personal.
But it's
Nobody
also
else
on
is
us.
right, you
It's
know what
also
I mean?
on all of us to not invest in these companies and to build brands that are locally sustainable. I only buy my shirts now and shit
Talk
from
to 'em.
local brands. I'll buy like pants and like shoes, of course, because you gotta have. I gotta make sure I got good shoes, you know, and
That
pants
part.
and shit like that. I don't know. Sometimes you need a certain fit, or sometimes you need some Levi's. But shirts and like socks and certain other stuff, beanies, next generation thing, and I'm wearing it right now on my head. Definitely invest in your friends' businesses because the $20 you spend with them is going to be way more impactful to them than the $20 you spend with the corporation there that earn billions.
And you got some fly shit that no one else got too.
Yeah, be a hipster with it.
You got anything coming up this month in January?
Yes, sir. So we got Sunnyside South 6,
Talk to me.
Volume 6 going on. Astro is going to be one of our featured artists for the
sir.
night. It's going to be on January 20th. We got Mr. and Mrs. Max Mackin
Okay.
on the grill.
Okay.
We got Aussie performing. We got J King performing. We got Astro performing. It's going to be a great ass night. We got Shunny B performing. It's going to be dope.
Make sure y'all go check that out. Give me your socials real quick, G.
All right, man. Follow me on IG at the real Dilman, DILMAN.
Bro, you know you at home with the Risk Takers, bro. We appreciate you coming out. Definitely gonna have you back on for sure.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you, bro.
Might have to do something. We'll bring a shorty on. We get into this whole you know what I mean, relational.
Oh yeah,
Situationals.
it'll be good to have a
You
conversation
feel
with
me?
the other side.
You know?
I'm absolutely down.
And I'm gonna get a good one because you a good nigga, so you're not really trying to bring nobody down. You really just want to get information.
And express.
You're really just trying to express yours.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and here's some new shit, man. Because there's nothing like getting revelation. There's nothing like someone exposing you to something you didn't know before. There's nothing like having a real conversation. You walking away from it feeling blessed instead of feeling heated or like that shit was some bullshit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. Man.
And it's one of the few, injustices of today's age is that people can't disagree and still have a good convo. People just can't be around people who don't agree with them. And the moment they don't agree with them, all it is just a shouting match. You feel me? I grew up in a time where, like, bro, you were only around niggas who didn't agree with you. And you had to find a commonality on how to exist. You feel me? And
Yeah.
in doing that, you opened yourself up because you met these people and you realized they weren't bad people. They were cool. They had families, too. They had a sense of humor. You enjoyed things about them. So it made you open to hear other people's sides. You feel me? But yeah, bro, shit, man. I'm so excited for you. Sunnyside South. Y'all go
Yes,
check
sir.
that out. Support local hip-hop. Support local artistry. Salute to Rico Finesse himself. We have Finesse Studios. You need anything as far as recording your music, come check out Finesse Studios. We got the Prince of the City, Astro Pack himself. Hit that boy up if you need some features. Shout out to my affiliates. Next is Minotti. DJ Young, we love you. Yo, free Santana Mac. Oakland Mike, you a real one. Who I'm missing? Yeah. Welcome to the Risk Takers Podcast. We'll be back soon. Subscribe, share, talk about it. We'll see you soon. Love and honor.